So onto the USDcad 4-hour chart in front of us right now. Still in choppy consolidation. We've gone from consolidation, uprise, level 2, consolidation. What is next? Are we going to get a level 3? Perhaps. Weekly? Let's look into the week first. Let's see what the weekly is telling us. Now on the week, as you can see, lots of wicks thrown to the downside, stepped up into level 2, downside, downside, downside. Mess last 2 weeks, but this week we are pulling up to higher prices. Over here, 1.3500 is a level to be aware of, cautious of. A, B, C, perhaps it could be in for a D down leg. Who knows? It's very, very difficult to decipher right now. Monthlies, wicks to the high, wicks to the high, pushing up to the higher wick, 1.3520 right there. If we can actually get this wick to fill, that will be the cause of potential higher leg pricing into the next month or two, because the momentum is now held above previous wick and it's given us that directional bias we are looking for. Daily time frame right now, as you can see, chop, 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 chop all over the place. 3-5 where my crosshair is the most important region to be aware of on USDcad. Now, yesterday we had the bullish engulfing that brought us all the way back up above our region. Remember our good old region that we've been looking at for a while. So we are more or less trapped in this consolidation until price makes the next move. What I can see here on the 4-hourly though is we do keep stalling around these levels, but we are above the zone. We are breathing above the zone right now. Given the fact of the potential monthly increase in price and also the weekly here, what needs to happen is the week needs to push up and close more or less 80% of the candles, 1 and 2, right there. And what we can then suggest is that the market is going to push a lot higher. I do believe USDcad could be in for further upside over here. What I'm going to do at the moment, just to help me, is put the line. I'm going to take these two bodies. I'm going to draw my 4-hourly region right across there. I'll have that locked. What I'm looking for here on USDcad to get us out of this messy consolidation / danger area is wait for the price to pull back above 3.5 and this level right here, potentially retest, and then give us that all important upside move, which we have been potentially waiting for a good while now. Targets to the upside, we are looking to fulfill this region, 3.650, 3.665. So that's what I will be waiting for, guys. Anything, a rollover, alternative PA, I will not be taking action on. Why? Because we can actually come back and then springboard to the upside because of the previous choppiness. We could be in for a small intraday correction perhaps. But I am now looking for level 3, level 1, level 2, level 3 into those higher pricing. So I hope that made sense. Okay guys, so USDcad's done a little bit since we last spoke. Looking at the chart with 0 on there, weekly first and foremost, I can see 3,500. 3,500 holds heavy artillery. Looking below that, 3,450, just where the bodies are through the wicks, where the wicks are spiked into, sorry. I can see that we're having the rollover now. The next point of call, just looking at this weekly chart, is going to be 1.33. 1.33. Going into the day, sorry, I've got a bit of a bad throat today. Going into the day, what we can see, the further clarity, added clarity. So we have 3,500 just here. So we have this. Remember last time I said that if I can just put some of the markings back on, just bear with me. I did take them all off a minute ago. Remember last time when I did state that, bear with me, there we go. I did state that here on the day, we could be in for a bump to the upside. What we needed was that closure, the retest, and the continuation up into the highs of, boom, over here. We are at the Fibonacci still, A, B, the C ratio does come right here, so we could be in for the massive downside move now on CAD. But on top of that, what we can see is that we had rejection all the way through 3,500. We have the rejection right there. And right here, this is a very, very key area. I have had this area drawn on for quite some time. I'm going to remove it though for clarity purposes. I'm just going to keep the level on at 3,250. If we get a break of this region, there's a lot of liquidity stashed away at 3,350. Boom, the market will penetrate. The market will pick up the orders and it will be forced into 1.3250. Upside suggestion did not work, and we could easily, it was around here somewhere. So the upside suggestion was to continue, maybe rebound, and then have some upside momentum. I remember I think it might have been this dip, and I did the video just before, perhaps. I'm not too sure. One of the dips, it might have been this dip, but we had a dip to the downside. And I did say, just be careful of any dip to the downside for jumping straight into a short. And this will become more evident as I go into the 4-hour and the hourly in the moment. Here, looking to break through, collect orders, and be forced into 3,250. And anything that happens from there, if we do take out the region of where these wicks are, if we hold momentum through those wicks, we are going to be pushed into 3,080. Looking at the 4-hourly right now, the example, I think it was this one. So we had the dip down after the video. Yeah, well, it definitely was this one. The dip down, and again, we are in the range. This is kind of mid-range, semi-3/4 range going into the lows, and then whip back to the upside, played some games, come back into the highs. Excuse me, come back into the highs, and then we were dragged back down. So range play was evident here. And then the spike shown us that momentum could not hold to the upside, whipped straight back down after it did its job. But look where it came into, 3,500. I hope this is starting to make sense. And what we're looking at now is we could maybe stall here, but because I'm looking at the bigger picture, look at the daily time frame. Bigger picture is suggesting USDcad, big Momo to the downside, my friend. Weekly too. Don't really need to go into the hourly too much with this. It's more of a bigger time frame play. But yeah, looking for a break here, 3,250, and then going into 3,068. Quite straightforward. What you could wait for, what would be suggested, is a break to the downside and then let the market pull up before continuation happens. So let's get through this barrier first, because we don't want no taps above or taps into and it springboards off. We need price to start to trade below 3,350. Pull back and then continue. So let's see how this one plays out. Very clean, precise, simple. Hey guys, so onto dollar CAD. Pretty decent result given the bias that we had quite a while back. First and foremost, let's start with fib retracement. So we've gone from the highs into the lows. We spiked right into the 78.6, as you can see there. This is the daily time frame. Spiked into the 78.612. Price remained below that, as you can see. Body below, body below, body below. Forcefully, we came back down, back through, and momentum carried this. What was also important here, standard procedure, looking at psychological levels, 1.3550, right there, and boom, we got the rollover. So what we can actually take from this is we have the spike. After this spike here, that's a short entry in itself. Stop should be 3 to 5 pips above the recent high. Here we've more or less found liquidity at this level, and then momentum's come the day after. Momentum is dragged down, 1, 2. We have stalled in the region which we drawn on prior. As you can see, that again, that's why it's very, very important to have our regions drawn on. But if I just remove the fib, firstly, let me just highlight the fib extension. The target is 2.9, as you can see down there. You guys can take a screenshot of that if you will. And then from there onward, we have wick lows where we found support here. We have this area, which has been taken out. Momentum followed through. Next area, right there. 3, 1, 2, let's say 1.3050. So what I'm looking for now is the price to be attracted into this region. Next target. We have the fib at 2.9, which I've mentioned, which we can come all the way into and make a new low. And if you can remember, Look at that, 2950. Bearish streak, bearish streak. Let's go lower. 4 hourly. So on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is after we came into this zone, we pulled back to the upside, we rolled over, and then more momentum forced us into 3250. What I'm looking for now is we can retrace a little bit. Where to? We are at 3267 right now. We can come into 3300. I don't really see us exceeding 3300 to tell you the truth, but if we do, that's a key area and key zone to keep our eye on and keep a note of. If we come into the 3-3 area, we're looking for wicks to the upside, a lower high to be formed, which will allow the price to roll bang into this next level. So I see USD-CAD performing more downside potential and momentum. We can come right here, look 3-3, maybe test this trend line once more. As long as we're below this 4-hour trend line, this is our guidance system to continue to hold the pair as low as our next target. So that's why, again, it's important to always have target projections handy. Track just a few currency pairs, so we can actually, I'm going to keep that on. Excuse me, keep that on. And follow the momentum. So here it was very, very difficult to decipher the directional force, but again on the higher time frame, if we look at the weekly 2, look at that week, boom. So the closure of last week, the momentum was high and hard. In this 1 week alone, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks, 1 week, the momentum has followed through. So here it tells us when the market was retracing and was also in the sleep mode, so to speak, the previous week, has now woke this pair right back up. So we do not want to go against this candle. Given the tracking that we've done up to date on USD-CAD, we want to now follow this in suit here and then maybe even 2.8, but 2.9 is definitely going to be on the cards there. What else can I say about this? If we go into the hourly time frame, hourly, right here, right now, we can actually just continue the momentum and then maybe retest 3250. Why? Because we haven't, well, we tried to gap below, came back above. So the market opened, bang, late last night, and we've consolidated for today, which is Monday. So now what we're looking at is we need to take out them lows, we need to pull back and then continue to the downside. So there's two scenarios here really. The ideal scenario would be to pull back into 3-3 from where we are and then head lower.